After 22 long years, the one and only Ash Ketchum has finally won a Pokemon League. So, what does this mean for the Pokemon anime as a whole, and what does this mean for Ash Ketchum? Well, obviously, first things first. He's the champion now, right? Correct. With that also comes a huge title and really kind of a big bounty on his head. If he's going to travel to other regions or really across Alola a little bit more, well, obviously now he's the champion. So he's got the giant title of Pokemon League champion of the Alola region over his head, which means that, first of all, everybody will want to challenge Ash. I don't know if this means Ash will continue to stay in the Alola region for a little bit longer, just because he is champion, I don't know. But we do have that. Now, with the Pokemon League being finished and everything in Alola and Ash having won, I think we'll see maybe one more final big arc in the anime. I do not know yet because I'm on the dub and I only know the sub has just completed the Pokemon League. I don't know if we're going to do the whole Team Rocket thing. It's going to take over Plaza Festival Plaza, my bad, sorry. I don't know if the anime will cover that or not. They might. I think it would be really interesting to have Team Rocket make a triumphant return, or try to, and have Giovanni come back, and then Team Magma, Team Aqua, Team Galactic, Cyrus from, obviously Team Galactic, and Getsus from Plasma, and maybe even Team Flare a little bit. Because, Team Flare is pretty recent in Ash's mind, even though it was really about 3 years ago for us. So, that's another option that the anime has to take, and another option that Ash Ketchum also has to take. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about that teaser from the video that I uploaded last week about the Sword and Shield anime. Again, it was just a teaser. We did not see any Galar region Pokemon besides starters, and we didn't see any teasers of the actual anime either. Nothing of that sort, and that was really about it. It was very simple. Now, don't get me wrong, simple is not always bad. Simple can be very good. It can have a whole lot of meaning in there too, as long as you analyze it correctly and you kind of dig a little bit deeper than just, the words on the page. Now, another possible scenario that I see happening with this, due to this teaser, and Ash winning the Alola League, I think this means that we could be seeing the end of Ash Ketchum. Now, do not take this as fact or anything at all. This could be just a theory, honestly, and this is my own theory, so take this, again, with a grain of salt. This could be the end of Ash Ketchum as we know it, because, obviously, for all these 22 years now, he's wanted to be the champion. He's wanted to be the Pokemon Master, a Pokemon Master. 6 different Pokemon Leagues he has failed to win, with probably him being the closest to winning in the Kalos region, and that battle against Alolan and his Mega Charizard and Ash's Ash Greninja was obviously, it was a fantastic fight. I don't agree with how Greninja lost, honestly, because it was a Charizard Water-type Pokemon versus Fire-type attacks. Obviously not going to be a real big problem there, but again, Mega Evolution, so I guess a little bit stronger. Now again, back to the Alola League, what I see happening here is Ash potentially not continuing on a journey, but maybe staying in Alola or going back to Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and Unova to maybe completely redo a journey over again. I don't know if we're going to have the same 3.5, 4 year cycle of the anime that we usually do, starting in Kanto again and going all the way back through. Again, that's 22 years worth of anime, really, just about. I don't particularly see that happening, but I do believe that there is a possibility he goes back and tries to challenge every Pokemon League that he has lost thus far. That is another possibility, and again, take that with a grain of salt. I don't think Ash Ketchum is going to be disappearing anytime soon, but again, this could be the end of Ash as we know it, but that if I had to give a percentage of the likelihood that I think that might happen, I would give it probably about a 30-70% chance so far. Now, something I've also been considering lately as of today, namely, is the fact that Ash may just continue his travels like normal. Honestly, he may just travel to the Galar region and it may go on as normal, honestly. He won the Alola League, great, maybe that just means he'll try harder to win the Galar League. It could be like contests or gym badges. Way back when Ash was still doing contests and gyms, obviously the last time he did gyms was Kalos, which was Generation 6. I do potentially see that happening as a moniker. He could go back, re-challenge all the Pokemon Leagues again, go back through, do all the gyms again, get all 8 badges, and then say, hey, I'm back, I'm gonna win this time, and I'm gonna win them all. Now, we all know how the Pokemon moniker, the catchphrase is, gotta catch 'em all. Well, what if we start something else, like, gotta win 'em all? Like, we're gonna go back through, we're gonna form an entirely different team again with that region's Pokemon, or maybe all regions. Since now we're all the way up to Generation 8 with Galar region Pokemon, does this mean that Kanto will have Pokemon from Galar, and we'll have Pokemon from Sinnoh, or Unova, or Kalos, or Hoenn, and vice versa with all the other regions? So far, there's not much to suggest the possibility of this besides that anime teaser trailer that we saw last week. And as most of you probably know by now, the rumor floating around is an all-region Pokemon game or an all-region Pokemon anime, with the anime being much more likely than the actual Pokemon game itself. Now, one of the bigger theories that has been floating around in my mind, and these are theories of my own personally besides the all-region stuff, I do believe there is the possibility that we see a time skip. Pokemon has been continuing the anime for 22 years now, so what does this mean? Ash cannot be 10 years old forever. I mean, I guess he could if the writers have some kind of weird fetish with 10-year-old little boys, but Ash is obviously more mature than he's been in other regions, but other regions he's also been more mature than he currently is right now in Alola, so I don't know. But I do believe there is reasonable concern, maybe not necessarily concern, but reasonable likelihood for a time skip. I don't know whether this is going to be more like 2 or 3 years, and we're going to bring Ash to about the age of 12 or 13, or if we're going to see more like a 6 to 7 year time skip, and we're going to see him more like 16 or 17, maybe even 18. I do not imagine a time skip of anywhere about 10 years or more, bringing him to about 20, 21, or 22 to be the actual age of the Pokemon anime itself. I don't see that. But then again, it's also still possible. So beyond reasonable doubt, the Pokemon anime will continue. The anime is huge, and that's where Ash and Pikachu became, giant models for Pokemon themselves. There's a lot of people that cannot afford the Nintendo Switch and, be able to afford the Pokemon games year to year, obviously. It was the exact same way as a child when I started on the Game Boy Advance, and then Pokemon went to the Nintendo DS, and from the Nintendo DS we went up to the 2 and 3DS. At that time, I didn't have the money, and my parents weren't exactly going to spend the money to get me a 2 or 3DS at the time with the new Pokemon games. So when I had enough money, I went ahead and I bought my own Nintendo 2DS because it was cheaper than the 3 and I could still play the games. And I went ahead and bought both Sun and Moon at the time. I did this solely out of the money that I had saved myself to be able to play the Pokemon games again, because it had been since Diamond and Pearl Generation 4 when I was about 10 or 11 that I'd even been able to play the new Pokemon games as a whole. Yes, the Pokemon games bring in a lot of money every year. Yes, the Pokemon anime and the merchandise itself also brings in a lot of money, but the anime itself is what really drives the Pokemon sales. Do you really think that the Pokemon company is just gonna drop all and stop the Pokemon anime without anything, honestly? Without a prior warning or anything at all to indicate that, hey, we're ending the anime here, we're sorry, but this is it? No, we're not gonna end the anime here. There's gonna be much more to this, but I don't know if the anime is gonna be the same as it always is. That's the deal. We just don't have any leaks or any type of information to indicate otherwise, other than the fact that Pokemon just drives massive sales, and it's one of the number one top 3 franchises, if not the number 1 franchise in video game history. And take this as you will, but Pokemon itself is a giant cash cow, and no one in their right mind is going to let that go. Pokemon is beloved by many and so many fans across the world. The entire franchise is as big as it's ever been, if not bigger. So, long story short, do I see the anime continuing or do I see it stopping? I see it continuing. I see a very likely chance of it continuing. But again, we don't know. I don't have anything to back this up yet, because we don't have anything yet to back this up with. And exactly 2 weeks from today, we will see the new official reveal trailer of what is likely to be the new Pokemon anime for the Galar region. And that will be on a Sunday in the US. I don't know if that's really going to be about the same for Japan. That could be Saturday, that could be Monday. I don't know how the time zones work over there. But that is exactly 2 weeks from today, so be looking forward to that, and we should learn a lot more from that, hopefully. But that's all I have for you guys today, so if you enjoyed, please make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel and the video as well. Any and all of your support is greatly appreciated, and the Pokemon video from last week has done exceptionally well, and I really did want to mention that in this video here towards the end. And honestly, that has exceeded my entire expectations. You guys have blown that up to more than 10 times my subscriber review count, and I absolutely love you guys, so thank you so much for that. I hope we can continue that. So without further ado, I will see you guys next time, and I hope you have a good day.
Let's not pretend.